I would like to introduce one of my favorites, friend of the show for sure. Miss Candice is in the building with me this evening. Miss Candice, blessings, blessings, blessings. How are you?
I am doing very well. Thank you for having me. I know I kind of get on your coattail. I listen to the show. I like the conversations when they're honest.
Good, good, good. I mean, we can't expect everybody to be honest. This is the internet. Everybody come
This
here to
is,
be whoever they want to be that day, right? So
I
since
guess so.
I mean, but I often, more times than none, I get the liars. I will be honest about that.
Especially in
How,
those comments. Not saying that you don't have anything important that you're saying, but how people are receiving your information to answer it is where the
right.
conversation, has to
What I'm
start.
saying is I can't get lost in the comments because I'll get off of the agenda.
Yeah.
I always come here with a message, no matter how much we laugh, sidebar, and play around. I come here with a message, you know what I'm saying? And some people they get in the comments trying to distract you. But that has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Miss Candice might be speaking and somebody say, I don't care if she married, I want her. I'm skipping that comment. You see what I'm saying? That ain't
And
got shit.
I am married.
That's what I'm saying. I
I do
skip
wear
those,
my ring.
but I know people do absolutely come to see if they can distract you. Adults out there, go get your drinks. Get whatever you rolling up to smoke. This is adult hour. Put them kids up. This is our time. I ain't gonna keep you for a long time, just a good time. If you just got home off that ride from the crib, I get it. Get back here as soon as you can get here. So
I mean, two things can be true at the same time, right? There are people that say more than what they do, and then there's people that do more than what they say. It's going to be relative to what's important to either party. I think where it gets lost is because social media has sensationalized like the grand gestures, like, oh, if this man is not sending you doing this and automatically sending the reservation for the $300 to $400 restaurant, then you're obviously a woman who's accepting less. When is it really? If that man is doing that for 15 other women, are you special at that point because he's still paying the same amount? So again, it's going to be what's important to you. I feel like, again, like it's still true. Like you can send the grand gestures and feel like you're applying a lot of pressure and making an impression on a woman, but you could also be a liar. You could also be bad for me. You could also have bad character and bad moral compass. Again, what's more important when it comes to the navigation of your life? Because time is invaluable to me. So you can be saying that or doing all of that, but if things are not adding up, the math is not mathing. I don't care what you're sending or where we're eating at and what car you pull up in, because you're not delivering upon what you're telling me, what you're showing me. You could be very inconsistent, because that's just how I see it. I don't think a woman is accepting less because not every man is going to have the capabilities to even do the things that she's saying. And I think that's where the conversation should honestly start, because they're making it seem like everybody is out here just bawling, and it's not true. So are you going to pass up on a good guy because he can't do what this young lady is saying? Like, she might have a different candidate pool than you.
you know what I think about often? I think about the ask. I'm okay with your standard of living that you would like to, guide your journey by. What I'm not okay with is you ain't never lived like that before. I understand why you dreaming. I do. But to stand on, you gotta have, and you never acquired or even walked in those shoes to know how to handle this type of money that requires that lifestyle. Ma'am,
Well, see, we're going back to traditional values,
who
because if
doing
if
this?
we're doing that, then we're saying that men's ultimate value is in their pockets, and
Providing.
women's is not. Women are not supposed to come up to a man with a resume of, I make six figures, I'm an an executive. I have a Jaguar that I drive. Like, we're not doing that because those things do not impress men. So, and if they do, I mean, that's their prerogative, but most men, they're not gonna holler at you because you have those things. Whereas
You
women,
pull up in a Honda with 2 donuts on it. If we like you, baby, we want you.
exactly.
I don't like the unrealistic ask, not even for men. Uh Men put pressures on women. Look at the amount of women today following the media, these rappers, these IG models, and doing all these things to their bodies. Now, naturally, some surgeries really and truly are because the woman said, I always wanted to lift.
Right.
But I'm talking about these dangerous, I'm going to go out and get this new ass and potentially die on the table with 2 kids at home that love me, right? But you only did it to take these pictures on Instagram. You only did it to appeal to this rapper that's coming to the city one time this year. You wanted to be backstage so he could see them buns, right? My problem with that is, fellas, why are we championing that behavior? Because your baby mama fine. I saw your baby mama. She fine. But you told that other girl she got to go get her buns and titties done. You see what I'm saying?
But the thing about it is that, you know, all men, well, everybody has eyes. Everybody's going to look, right. But just like what you said, what are you doing it for? Because if you're honest, you're going to say it's because I want to get into competition with these women. And I don't mean competition like against, like I want to look better than you, but I want to have the same accessibility to things and men and a different type of thing that you're getting that I am not getting. But again, if you are a woman that is doing that, and, you know, no offense to Clarksville, I was born and raised there, but if you're doing that there, thinking you're going to live a lavish life or get, you know, a whole bunch of people after you, it doesn't make sense because the caliber of men don't match that there. And again, not knocking anybody who's there making a living. I'm just saying the most times that the model type body, the BBLs, they're not looking for somebody in Clarksville, Tennessee. So unless you're moving and you're planning on doing something else, acting, modeling, again, you're only going to be that small town person that has their body done because you don't have the same access. You're not going to have affluent spaces to go to where people entertain that. I think they value different things, different places. And, you know, plastic surgery in a small town is not one of them. So yes, you could stand out, be a sore thumb, but if you're looking for that guy who's going to pull up with the Bentley truck with, you know, the Go Yard bag and say, let's go get on a jet, it's not happening.
I've only seen 2 here, and they live in Nashville.
and that's a stronger place to be.
And I'm pretty sure he probably own half of Nashville's real estate, you know. But to your point, I absolutely don't mind what you care about, what you want to look like. If it's for you, go after it, right? If you feel like you're above the dating pool that you're in, just like business, location, location, location. Look around you and understand the demographic of men, understand the median and the high of income around you. Understand that he may check all of your boxes. And this don't just go for the men. Fellas, though we don't look for their money, sometimes they don't know how to handle being with a man with money. So look around and understand is she growing? Does she have financial literacy? Are you gonna have to teach her that? Like, don't go in blind just because they fine, right? Ladies, don't go in thinking, oh, because he make 90,000 a year that he touches 90,000 a year.
Forget about the taxes and the fees and the cost of living.
Not even just that. That man may have a child that before he ever made that 90,000, and we talking about just one kid, before he ever made that 90, 40 of it went to child support.
And I'm glad you said that, not to cut you off, but I have to say this. I have to say this.
Come on in.
I have to say this. And I know people are going to soundbite it, get mad, get whatever, offended. I hope you are all the way offended when I say this. Any woman that entertains a man that has children who does not financially, emotionally, or physically support them, but caters to your needs, you're the next victim when you have a child with that person. I don't care what you think. I don't care what the relationship looks like with the baby mom. There is zero excuse to have children on this planet that you help bring in and you do not take care of them. You are just as trash as he is. I just have to say that because some women feel like they are exempt. They're like, oh, it's the baby mom. You're going to be the next victim. He's not, if his behavior is not good enough for his own children that he established before meeting you, it's not going to be good enough for yours. I'm sorry. And if it is, and if he is one of those inequitable fathers, like where he's doing better with your kids, but not the ones that he has, still trash.
Not always.
Still trash.
Got a question.
Still trash. Kids don't ask to be here.
No, take it off the kids for just 1 second, right? Some men truly don't have access to their biological children, right? And some men, I know some that went completely broke, damn near homeless, trying to fight the courts to get the little bit of time, right? And still no luck. I've heard women say, I'll never stop fighting for my kids. You a damn lie, because if you broke and homeless, what you fighting? You just going and standing outside the court saying, I want my kid.
Now, right? I will admit that the system.
Wait a minute. Before, let me close and I'll let you jump right in there. I'm just saying it's a case by case basis, because sometimes men get tired in that area and they literally say, I cannot feasibly fight no more. I really got to let my kid go, even though I'm broken to pieces. And then they meet a woman whose father wasn't shit, and they do pour into that kid because it's something they desire over there. So I won't shit on every man, because I've seen it spin a different way, right? I've seen it spin a different way. So I won't lump them all in there, but I will say I don't disagree with anything you said for the ones that it applied to.
And that's what I mean it for, the ones that it applies to. The thing about
I didn't want them to kill you in the comments for not mentioning.
Well, I understand that the court system, I will not negate the fact that the courts are set up in women's favor when it comes to where kids end up and whatever the case may be. But I'm speaking on, like, there's a lot of people that will literally just move on and make a whole nother family as if. I'm talking about those. I'm not talking about people who literally, like you said, have given their last, have lost their job from.
Ain't even tried.
Just ain't even tried. Yeah. Ain't even tried. Because again, I know that women will lie and they will make up things and
be unbearable.
And they will be, some of them are bitter and will keep their child. And guess what? Children grow up and they're not as slow as some people may think. Oh, they don't know anything. Yes, they do. And they will learn who the problem is. I promise you they will.
Miss Candice, the terminology, pretty and handsome privilege. Can you break down those dynamics of both for me, please?
Pretty and handsome privilege. I think we all know what that looks like. There's going to be people in this world that can get what they want, date who they want, do what they want. I knew people in high school that were getting A's just from the way that they looked, didn't apply any efforts on their end, because that's just how it works. It's almost like when you go to the club, the determination of whether you were cute or not is, we all know that there was a cover before a certain time, but if you were late and they still let you in for free, we all know it's because you were cute. Or if you're let in VIP, it's because you're cute. The same thing, just like when girls accept drinks or deny drinks. If we accept it, there's a small percentage of women who will accept a drink no matter who it comes from because they just want a free drink. But when you're not cute, it's always a no. It's almost like when you approach to dance and she's like, oh, I'm tired, my feet hurt. it's because you're not cute. Because another guy's gonna come right behind him, and he might be cute, and she gonna get on that floor, and them knees about to start working. She about to be Megan Thee Stallion, and over the course of 2 seconds, because he was cuter than you. And I think that's just how it works. Is it fair? No, but that's how life is. We all have eyes, and beauty is still at the eye of the beholder, but the privilege is absolutely there.
Let me tell you what my disadvantage has been, or was seemingly my disadvantage all my life. I'm 5'3", right? I like women that are taller than me. Please put them heels on. You hear me? Put them heels on. Be taller than me tonight. I have no insecurity in my body walking in the room feeling like the man. You understand me? I absolutely don't care that you 6'2" in some heels looking 6'5", and I'm holding your hand looking like your son, but you already know I break you down much like a fraction, and I treat you better than any of your men that looked you dead in your eye. I'm confident in what I got going on 100% of the time, right? So to women that say 6 feet and up, I ain't dating 6 feet. If he ain't 6 feet, you putting yourself at a disadvantage, because most men is 5'8", 5'10", 5'6", 5'5". You get in the realm of I want 6 feet and up. You seen them big goofy motherfuckers that don't do shit with their life? That be 6'9".
Yeah.
And you like, what do you do? I work at Five Below. Not bashing who work at these retail stores, but you would think they play in the NBA. But they don't take care of themselves. They video game all day, still living with mama, ain't even trying to move out.
But
And
see,
you say, I want a tall dude, but he ain't got shit going on. But the 5'10" dude been on you for 7 years.
I think
plans for you in his life. Talk to me.
I think the problem again is the social media. People don't want what other people don't want. And that's how some people are, whether they want to admit to it or not. That's why they're like, I want the 6 figures, the 6 foot. But are you the candidate in his pool from him being 6 figures and 6 feet? You know, I like you. I'm the shortest one in my family. I'm 5 feet. So my criteria was always just taller than me, which is super easy to be. And I have dated guys that were 6 feet tall. And just like you said, I'll even give you a story, a short one. But when I got into college, there was this, I won't say no names, but he was very handsome, very tall. I won't even say that he was a part of the basketball team at the time. And I want to say every girl wanted him. Every girl wanted him. He was fine. But when I tell you this man could not read, he was giving me directions to his dorm, and he was giving me words that were not words, and had me and my friend lost for about 30 minutes because we were really trying to follow directions. And it was because he was giving me words that were not words. And when we figured that out,
did you go over there?
For like 5 minutes and left, made up an excuse and left.
Wait, why you bring your girl? Safety?
Well, yeah, and he had a friend for her.
Oh,
but for me, all of my life, like, I love intelligence. I like somebody who can continue to talk to me, that can read, that could, you know what I'm saying, that is nerds, probably on the dean's list, AB honor roll type of thing. Now, they might have been a hoe, but they were smart at least. But I will say that intelligence is something that I just can't compromise with. And I didn't give a damn that you were popular. He was like 6'4", very athletically built, nice, and he could not read. And I was out of there. Sorry, turned off. Can't even have a conversation at this point. Blocked.
This wasn't even in my questionnaire this evening, but you just brought upon something I think I feel I should touch on. Is it even probable that a man that has options would be anything less than a hoe when we take longer to mature. Like we take advantage of our options early,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I don't think a woman wants a man that don't got no women. It's rare that I meet women that say, "Ain't nobody talking to him. I want him."
Well, I think right now with the
Because we all,
demographic.
I'm gonna say why I said that though. Before you
Yeah,
say that,
tell me why you
I'm gonna
said
say
that.
why I said that. Because majority of the times they put it on men that we want y'all as a trophy. And it is true. We want a gorgeous woman on our arm. We do. We'll spend every dollar in our wallet to make sure you fire at that function, right? And baby, we complimenting you all night because we can't wait to get you home. Yeah, this function is important, but I can't wait to get all of this that I bought you off of you. That's our thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So with that, I often think it's the opposite also for us because you don't want to take no ugly man to your work function when your work husband look kind of nice. You don't want to bring no bugaboo or no booger to the Christmas party. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think the problem is we can't find this marriage in the middle of finding somebody who is aesthetically pleasing but also still has the foundational characteristics that really will pique our interest. I mean, you can't just be fine. You know what I'm saying? This is why you see so many people, and especially men, like, because they're like, oh, Holly Berry, Beyonce, all these people got cheated on. And it's not a knock to them because we don't know what happened, but a lot of times is because all they learned about this person was how they looked. They did not get any deeper than surface level. And how many, you're not going to look at me all day. You're not going to marry me because I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a long time, right? I have to present something else that is going to, you know, yeah, a lot of people just do not value the things that really sustain a relationship's stability. They're foundational. Like you can't just be fine. I'm sorry. Like that does not hold value in other places. And because people focus on that, this is why there's a lot of people that are single because they're holding out for that 6 foot, six figure, holding out for that. Oh, I need a bad bitch. Da 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 da. But is it working for you? Does
even gearing their life around those qualities?
Yeah.
Even gearing themselves up for when I meet that rich man at the light. I already got the BBL. I already got the Botox. I already got the long hair. Girl, the dude at Walmart.
Why you had to say Walmart?
Because they don't know that the dude at Walmart been invested in stocks for 15 years.
That's true.
And he don't spend, he invests, and he got $4 million in the bank. He work at Walmart because he's trying to stay busy. But you wouldn't know that because he dressed down and he got on the Walmart vest when you walk by him, and he 5'8".
Well, see, this is the conversation that I had freshly with my husband. I said, when did women as a collective say that we will not value these traditional backgrounds anymore? Like if you're an electrician or, you know, maybe you work at a factory, maybe you're a plumber, you know, people are like, oh no, I don't want that. He does manual labor. But baby, he got a house that's almost paid for, car paid for, like you said, stocks, bonds, 401k. He takes care of his business. If he has a family, he taking care of that. That's not sexy to you. Like you rather have somebody who's bad with money, that's living life on the edge and could have you in a shit situation where you getting evicted the next month because he blew all the money on you and bags and shoes and you ain't got nothing else. And now you got to sell the bags and shoes to pay the light bill. Like, that's what you want? Like, when did we get there? That's what I want to know.
I couldn't answer that, but it definitely wasn't when we was growing up. I say mid 2000s. So yeah. I want to say that I don't think the value went down in women. I think the mental value went down. So y'all still fine as hell and come from good families.
Right.
Because I know some dudes that came from great families doing 40 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? They parents aren't to blame for that decision they made, right? So I can't say that every girl came from trauma, but I can say your decisions are trash.
Well, I think what they're forgetting is that if we're all looking at what social media is putting out there, is like you said with this video, if he's not applying pressure and sending you the reservation and giving you these flowers and doing this, they're forgetting that, again, there is a financial stability with a type of person that can literally do this and do this on a consistent basis. I'm not talking about a one-off to impress you, but because my thing is, sure, a dude can save up and blow $500-600 on you the first time he meets you. You get with him, and then you're like, well, damn, what happened to my $500 dinners and my flowers? Like, I thought that was you. And it's like, no, they put it out there that you need to do this just to get in. And now that you're in, you're not doing it. You want to find the dude that's consistent, that is like, okay, I might have taken you to a $200 dinner the first time and got you a flower. Now that we're consistent, I might send flowers to your job on a Monday because you had a hard week last week, or I might send lunch for you, or come and pick you up to take you to lunch. That's what you should be striving for, is the consistency in what a man can give, rather than a one-time, one-off basis. And they're forgetting that traditional men with those, I guess, unsexy backgrounds can also do that. Like, there's people going on vacation on that Electrolux salary.
Because you can now put a vacation on layaway. Newsflash, you could pay up to a year, $20 a month, and be on that cruise for 7 days next year in July. So smart men are planning these things a year out. Soon as y'all come back, y'all already planning the next trip. Because we know in 12 months from now, we're going to be gone again, if that's how it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Or 6 months from now. You can pay on it. You ain't got to spend this $3,000 today. You know what I'm saying?
There's options.
To your point, I totally agree with everything you said, by the way. I'm looking for something to disagree with, and you keep stomping me because it's all real and it's all authentic. But Miss Brittany, she says a lot of weight is put on superficial things and disregards what matters: character, morals, intelligence, and values, etc. I agree with that. Any quarrels with that, Ms.
No, I mean, that's honestly what it is. And it's because we can't physically see your character until, of course, we be around you, where we can be in your habitat at that point to see your habits. But we can't, because we can't see these things, and we can see your athletic build, and we can see your car, and we can see what looks like to be wealth. A lot of people flock to that, and they have no idea. Look at all these people that are like going to jail or getting foreclosures because they were looking like they had something. Like, it has to be. I tell people all the time, if it doesn't feel as good as it looks, I don't want it. I shouldn't be feeling like I'm finna be broke tomorrow because you fine and you got a nice car. Like, no, I want to feel good that you're financially sound and we're going to be okay in the midst of, if another pandemic shuts down everything, because it's not going to matter at that point. Now, will it?
I'm finna work from home. Girl, stick with me.
Do something.
Here's the thing. I don't think anybody is absolutely doing their research these days. I don't think they're absolutely doing their research, meaning, hypothetically, I see Sharon across the room. Damn, she fine. Goodness gracious, I don't see nobody else in the room because Sharon's so fine, right? I buy Sharon a drink. Sharon accepts the drink. That means I'm okay. I did the right approach, right? All right. I don't want to overcrowd you, Sharon. When you're done with your friends, can I have a word with you, or is having a word with you right now? Okay. Yeah, talk to me. Sit down. We have that conversation. And then I think what the women are talking about is they'll hit them up for 2-3 days and then go missing for a week. And then what you doings start happening. I've lost my sense of my sense of engagement, right? So the rules of engagement have changed these days. It's meet, greet, get right to it, and let's see if we like sex before let's see if we know what each other's lives entail, right? So if we're going down that road, if you're that person that want to get right to it, I've seen women say, I got to test them waters. I ain't finna marry no man with a shrimp. Am I lying?
This is true. This is
Uh,
true.
by the way, these are the same women that can't take more than a shrimp. So I don't even understand the sentiment, but we're going to move on past that. Uh, the eyes can sometimes be bigger than the appetite. We all have been victims of it. Our mama, yeah, put all of that at Thanksgiving on my plate, and then you eat not even half of it, right? Put your plate up because you're full. Same thing with meeting a person. You like shit, amazing. Whole time, you already know you behind on your car note. You already know you need to get either another job or add a job to the roster to catch up everything you got. You already know if your life is in shambles. The last thing you need to be doing is dating somebody. You need to be working on you, right? So if you're the one that feels like I can take my stress out on dating somebody new, you're the problem. Ladies, if you feel like a new man to get me up, I'd be good. This man is supposed to build you up. Baby, all you gonna see is him use you for what you get wet for, get wet with. And then he gonna find somebody that aligns with him. Because all he been doing is providing you, you ain't gave him nothing. And if you want to say, oh, I got this wound down here that keep him at home, you a damn lie.
Well, this is
How
the
many years have we proven that your vagina can't keep us? How many years have we proven that for you to stop thinking that?
I don't it's a disservice to think that that's what's really going to keep somebody, because we need to stop trying to own how people carry themselves and make decisions, because regardless of how good or not good, if that person still steps out or does whatever, that was their choice. It has zero to do with you. And I think that's where it needs to start, because we try to own people's process and then we start to victim blame ourselves. Oh, I didn't do this enough. I didn't. Baby, if he wants to be outside, show him the door, open it for him, lay the carpet out, because that's where that person wants to be. It has zero to do with you. But I think it's because a lot of us, depending on how we were raised and what we saw to be healthy in relationships, this plays a lot into it. And then on top of that, we don't know what we want and what we need until we experience it. So this is where all the mistakes happen, because people are going from person to person trying to figure it out when they have, like you said, not worked on one thing. Because look at all these people that are like, oh, I'm so great, I'm beautiful, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and yet you cannot keep men. You're falling out with your friends left and right. You're cutting off someone else.
Mm. I love when you women say you can't keep a man, but there's a step prior to that. You don't know how to pick the man, which in turn leads to not being able to keep the man.
I think all women, unfortunately, we're the trial and error people. But the good thing about us and how we mature, hopefully half of us mature, is that we learn from our mistakes. But it's the people that are not willing to learn, because we know when we learn something, that means there's a change that has to happen after that. So when I learn how to solve the problem that was presented to me, I'm going to now use that same formula to solve. But people don't want to change. They want to sit in that, because again, we all know that misery loves company. That's where it's happy at. That's happy hour, right? You look on Facebook all the time when people post negative stuff. There's 100+ damn comments. But let you say, "Oh, I found a guy. He's very nice to me. He works down here." Da, da, da. They not impressed. They not even giving you a like. They're not saying congratulations, because they don't know what health looks like. And health to them, unfortunately, to a lot of people, is boring. They want somebody's like, oh, he ain't blowing up my phone, he ain't doing this. And then what are you gonna do when he blow up and he hits you, or he
Ooh,
pull up to your job and you lose it because now you've caused a scene? That's how you feed your kids. That's how you feed yourself. I think we don't know how to sit within ourselves and say, how am I attributing to these problems that I continuously have? It's so easy to say, I dated Jermaine and it was all his fault.
That's very easy.
It's easy to
And
just
I'm and
it's
I'm gonna
easy.
take the blame with the sense of humor I got in this world.
But
I'm gonna take
that's
the
how a
blame.
lot of women are. And I think for me, and I will speak from personal experience because I don't want people to think that I'm coming up here to look holier than anyone. But from personal experience, I don't know about a lot of these women, but for me, I don't like being at the bottom. I'm already short. I got to stand on my tippy toes as it is to
Hold
see
on
what's
now, because
going
the
on.
air is good down here. Don't do that.
I'm just saying, like, in order to just what else is going on? It's got to be something else outside of my view. But
Yeah.
a lot of times when people look to pick themselves up, they feel like they got to step on someone else, and that's why you're still at the bottom because it can't be this way. You have to turn around and be like, well, who am I attracting, and why am I entertaining that? Because I do understand as a woman that there's a lot of men who have zero self-awareness and they're trying to get with you and you're like, I don't even know how they would even think that I would be interested. They have no self-awareness. But when you have self-awareness to know that this person is toxic, what you might have heard about them or the last relationship, like you're not women have to stop thinking they're going to be special for people that have not worked on themselves. You're not going to be the person to break it. People look at, I mean, for the example, think about Future. Everybody's like, oh, I love Future, he fine, I like his music, da 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 da. How many children he got, how many baby mamas he got? You're not going to break this man's pattern until he's ready to break his pattern and change. And we need to stop hitting our heads thinking that we're going to be the special one. He's going to change because of me. It's because of me. And it's not. Change happens internally because they want it and they have to be willing to do the work to get to the change. So once we as women stop owning a man's process of where he will be and what he will like, and if he wants to be with you, it is the same. He will do everything that he can to keep you happy. He will listen to you. He will pour into you. He will support you in ways, but you cannot teach someone to value you if they don't want to. That's just what it is.
Mhm. I see what you're saying. I do. Um, yes, money helps make you comfortable. It does help you be able to move about in a manner that you would like to rather than what you have to do. Because sometimes what you have to do is not so attractive to the eye, right?
And that's when you need to be alone.
That's what I said earlier. Why are you even dating if you ain't got you together, right? I've been ridiculed for saying I'm not in a position to be with you right now because I'm working on Jermaine's situation, and you don't need to know the details of that. But trust me, all I'm gonna do is drag you down through an emotional roller coaster
Yep.
if I introduce you to my problems, knowing you got a life of your own and your own problems. But you know what I get met with? I'm willing to go through all of that with you. It don't sound so crazy because they don't think it's deep.
Yep.
Somebody might look at your problems and realize that's not a problem at all. Because I might I have many times met women that make the high six figures and they like, I can fix all of that. And I'm saying, that doesn't make me feel good. I don't think you understand. I'm a man's man. Like I'm the one they look to talk them up when they at their lowest and they doing better than me.
Yeah.
So baby, here is my pride, first of all, but not too much, not too much on the pride, but it's a part of it. My ego won't let me take from you when I can't give equally.
Yep.
Maybe I can check 7 of your 9 boxes, but that 2 is what's bothering me. You see what I'm saying? Them other 2 is what's bothering me. You know what I'm saying? So I can take, once I'm able to let you see that I can take care of me, oh yeah, now I'm comfortable. I
Yep.
take care of me. I got my own everything. Don't nobody gotta help me take care of nothing over here. I live alone. I ain't being rushed to do nothing. I'm building something and it's hard as hell to build it. Can you handle my lifestyle of being out of touch?
And I think that's a caveat of people working on themselves, right? Is, are you going to be still around once that person finally gets it together? Because again, to me, time is literally something you cannot recreate and get back. So yes, you may miss out on what looks like to be the best opportunity at that time. But I'm also a big spiritual person, and I believe everything happens for a reason. Everything's revealed to you for a reason. And maybe that person working on them, you needed to be the person to come out to show me I needed to work on myself. But when I'm finished, my product may go to someone else. And I think we need to understand that that's a part of the process.
Hello. I love that. Mr. Q, he says a cute female can become gorgeous because of her character also. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. I've turned a lot of no's into yeses because of who I am, what's in me, not because of what I look like. So when you look at my past, and Q, you one of my brothers in arms from a long time, right? He's witnessed the beautiful, gorgeous women that have come along that I entertained. You know what I'm saying? Whether short or long term. And he's like, bro, you really do your thing. You get to it. And really, what I never knew, what I never paid attention to was them girls didn't give a damn how I looked.
Yeah.
They didn't. They stopped caring. What they were attracted to was the spirit that was in me. They were attracted to how I spoke to them, how I treated them, how I moved as a man, how I was so, my leadership attracted them. He's got it under control. It seems like he's never out of it. Was girls that entertained me for 6 and 7 months and didn't know I was depressed. I was at my lowest point still, taking them through a good time, but they didn't know they were gifting me by letting me know every morning you wake up, force yourself to get out that bed. I'm right here. They didn't know that's what they were doing for me, right? So I took that, suffered in silence, and in return, they were receiving the best version of me, even though it was the smallest part of how I was feeling, right? So I encourage men now a lot to get out of how you look and work on your character.
I think men historically have not been able to have safe spaces, especially when it comes to their feelings, because depending on like how you were raised, if you have a father figure, you know, how was that father figure toxic, or was he actually loving and compassionate? Because vulnerability is very sexy. Let's just say that. You know, a woman would rather know what is going on with you than to be left, you know, what I forget it. I think it was James Baldwin that said the dangerous place to be is inside of someone's imagination. And when you become imaginative with your way that you're thinking, now I'm creating scenarios of what is really wrong with you, and that's completely out of pocket, right? Because now I'm piecing together your story. So I implore men to find women that can bring that out of them naturally, or at least respect a boundary if you're not vocal or ready to be vocal about it. But you should absolutely run the opposite direction if a woman cannot be that place for you, because it's going to come up again. It's
Talk
going to matter.
Don't stop there. Talk about the pretenders. Don't leave it there. Talk about the pretenders.
Yeah, because like I said, these things, the people have to realize these small things matter. They think about the bigger things like the finances, the looks, the sex, but they forget it's the small things that build your house, that keep your foundation together. When people buy houses to flip them, the first thing they're looking for is a good foundation. They're looking for good bones. They're not looking at the fact that you put in a stainless steel kitchen set, because that's aesthetics, that it can be fixed. But if the house is molded on the inside, if the foundation is unleveled, the house is going to be in danger no matter how you dress it. And that's the same way we have to approach who we are and how we feel inside. And men need safe spaces. I cannot tell you how many women I know, or even situations I've been through where I've emotionally turned myself apart trying to figure out what is wrong with this person. And maybe again, I was not the person that was going to inspire them to pour their life, but I wanted to plant the seed. So by the time you get to someone else and maybe they're good to you, that you will open up to them and you can share that space together, because that's what's going to keep you together. So I think women can utilize their skills of, oh, I want to go through those things with you, but get with him because he has an awareness about where he is. Don't get with him trying to fix something you do not know what you're trying to fix. That person has to know it before you. They have to be able to speak about it. And I think that will open a lot of gates for people with not only relationship, but their friendships. There's a lot of people that have surface level friendships. You're out, you're partying, you're drinking, you're doing all of these things. But every time you turn around on Facebook, you literally read it. I don't have anywhere to go to. I don't have no one to talk to. I don't have no one that's there for me. But y'all was just out 2 days ago. That person not there for you. Maybe you need to reevaluate what's important to you and speak it. And people can either step up to the plate or they can back away and say, that's not for me. That's it. People need to evaluate the foundation of their homes because they're destroying it. The call is coming from the inside of the house, is what I'm saying. They're looking around, but the call is coming from the inside of the house.
Now you speaking. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, because I really think about it, because even with the friendships that I have with men and my husband, what made him different, what made him my husband, is because he was able to speak. When I talk about he had a relationship with God, that when he prayed, the entire room felt it, that I knew that he knew him.
Salute to Mr. Moore.
I'm not talking about like he's showing up in a 3-piece suit to church every week and very sensational. I'm talking about somebody who know the Lord.
Yeah,
that when something is going on, that not only he can pray for you, but pray for other people in front of other people. Y'all be, looking for love in all of the wrong places and all of the, I won't say unattractive places, because a lot of them are, it's fun places. It's this and the third, but a lot of us are seeing that time is going to continue on. We're almost 40, 50 plus years old. And it saddens me that there's going to be a lot of people that will not experience either being married or having that family that they desire, because you are feeding things that don't feed you. It's like if you eat sweets all of your life, eventually your teeth it's going to be a casualty of your war. You have to put something good in your body. And people forget that something good in your body is also in your mind. How that person speaks to you, speaks about you, carries your name in other rooms, how they value consideration. Consideration is the top tier characteristic, hands down, that my husband had, that no other man had ever had. Because when a man can think about how that would make you feel before making that move, that is the one for you. That is the one that is going to love you.
What do we say
more?
What do we say to the people? And I don't want to put this pressure on you. I really don't, but I have to. It's not everybody knows the Lord, right?
Yeah.
But we have to reach them too.
Yeah.
What do we say to the ones that don't believe in the Lord?
So I'm a firm believer that God puts good things through a lot of people and a lot of things.
100%.
And it doesn't have to be the church. It doesn't have to be Christianity or any other religion. But what I'm saying is what feels good to you, what is honest to you in your mind. And I think that is what I mean when I say somebody that can say what they mean, stand on it, and really deliver what it is that you're looking for. Because again, there are people that do not believe in God, and that is completely fine. However, how is that person leaving you once you get off the phone or once you leave there in person? Do you still feel great? Or is there something inside of you that is saying, I want to be here, but something is hurting me? You have to look at those things. You have to evaluate things differently. And I feel like, again, whatever you believe in will show you to believe in how you think. Trust in and believe that it's not going to feel wrong because there's nothing wrong. Something's wrong. You feel it. You speak it. You probably talk to your friend about it. And you continue to move forward in those places with that feeling. And that's you going against you.
Your spirit will never lie to you.
Never lie. Literally never.
I don't care if you call it your gut feeling. I know it's discernment, right? So we see it a different way, but we're saying the same thing. So what I would say to somebody that doesn't believe in what I call my God, same thing Miss Candice calls her God, I'm sure of it. Listen, your spirit doesn't lie to you, because long after we stop breathing in this body, there's a spirit that has to continue on, and you have another mission way after this life. If you don't believe it, that's okay. My point is, there's a reason you have all of these mixed feelings and all of these signals that go off inside of you and tell you, this person's not lying to me. I don't understand why I'm taken to that message, but I feel good about it. So what she's saying is, pay attention to that discernment. If you're with somebody and your alarms and bells and whistles is going off, get out of there. You don't need an excuse. Just find a way to get out of there.
Or if you're one of those people that have to at least tickle your fancy of, let me maybe communicate what I'm feeling. See what they do with that information. If they do not make the changes necessary to stop those triggers, again, it is time to go. And I think that what I tell people, what I want people to leave with is that even though we all cannot control when we die, we can all die tomorrow. You can control whether you died loved, valued, appreciated, if your heart was full or if your heart was broken. You don't want to die broken. Fill up those spaces with the things that make you feel good, and then project that to people that you want to feel it. Because I guarantee you the right people are going to gravitate towards that. They're not going to hate on it. They're not going to make excuses for it. They want the light. They want to see those things come out of you. And that's what I feel like is also God. God will send you that stuff. They'll send you those people all the time. And you may have rejected that man because he might have been 5'3". He might have had a Honda that was paid off and didn't.
Damn, why you gotta be 5'3"?
Well, that just because that was on the top of my mind. But
5'8".
my husband's he's 5'6". Short.
Listen,
short.
all I'm saying is he wasn't.
But when I tell you, there is something about anybody who meets my husband, and you can call him out. I'll give you numbers to my friend. My husband is like Kendrick Lamar. Literally 5'8" giant. He has that type of confidence, that type of energy, that type of vibe. That's what I like. I don't want a dude that's like, he's 6 foot, his confidence is low, he don't know where he's going in life, he don't know what's going on. That's
no woman wants to be with a guy that they don't feel protected by.
But protection is again, I've seen.
When I say protected, that extends far past the physical.
Right. And financially,
if you can't protect her financially, spiritually, emotionally, there's so many ways protection, provision, period. So that extent, that's why men are screaming at women today. Why do you deserve my provision when all you're offering me is your time? I'm offering you much more than I'm offering you my time too, to get to know you.
I think what they both
want provision to go with my time, but you're not offering nothing past. Take me out to eat. Buy me this. Buy me that. Buy me that. Girl.
But I also implore men to explore women that don't advocate for themselves like that.
Huh?
There's plenty of women. I'm saying there's plenty of women that are not literally out here saying, oh, in order to get with me, you have to have XYZ. And it's like, why complain about that when this woman is giving you basically her list of who she is and what's important to her. That's important to her. She's giving you the baseline. So you can't come over here and complain about it when she's giving you like, this is what I require. Because I will always let a woman go after what they feel is right for them. So if you're that woman that you're saying you have to have X, Y, and Z before you can approach me, DM me, whatever, stand on it. That's what's important to you.
I never argue with somebody being exactly who they say they are.
Exactly.
Baby, if that's you and that's outside of my scope, even if I'm on my way up, that's outside of my scope, I am not finna slow you down. Go be exactly who you want to be in this world.
You can't be a man that sit up there and is like, well, you're only asking for. She showed you that's what she's asking for. Those women are completely like out there with that advertisement. The ones that are like that, you see it on their page.
Yeah, they ain't playing.
They not playing. Like they literally will tell you, no, you have to have me a reservation at Carbone in New York City. You have to. And again, if you can't do that for that woman, skip that woman.
I mean,
don't waste her time.
They do it in the first message in the DM.
Yeah. And if you choose to accept the challenge,
cash out me for whatever. You like, you sell coochie? What you? Nah, I don't sell coochie. I'm saying cash out me if you want me to have a blessed day. Go to hell. Go to hell. Because, baby, I walk by 50, 11 women a day. Why would I cash up you? The first thing you did was take the chivalry out of it. I literally wanted to feed you for lunch today. I wanted to feed you, but you told me it's a mandate.
I think what's happening, even with a lot of things that I've seen, is that we're all focused on the time aspect. So there's a lot of women that are like, all right, I'm this age, so let me just put it out there. You got to have this. You got to have that. I want to get married. I want to have kids, or I need you to take me on vacation every month. And they're putting it out there to see where it's going to land when we're not easing in anything anymore. I don't know where we got to a place where only women can be the party that figures out whether they like you or not. Men should be allowed, before they spend a whole bunch of money on you, to figure out, do I like you enough to be doing this? Like it should not be a one-sided agreement. I'm
still trying to figure out when the fuck that started.
Listen, I'm not here to judge, like I said, what women
am. You don't have to, Candice. I'm here to judge. When the fuck did that start?
If I was single,
get to know you.
If I was single, the coffee date would be for me because I value my time. So if I'm sitting down with you, you can't have a conversation. You're talking about shit that don't matter to me. You're always talking about sex, or what are you doing me to death? I'm out of there. I didn't have to sit through hair, makeup, a nice outfit, 2 hours worth of dinner with some bland ass conversation with somebody who don't value or have the same moral compass as me. I'm out of there. Now, some women are going to be like, no, I need the $300 dinner and the date for me to determine that.
You know what I think they need? They need their ass whooped.
Listen.
I'm talking about the one where Big Mama go outside and get the switch. Because, listen, baby, it's contradictory, first of all, to say, I need the $300 date, but you better not talk to me about sex.
Again.
Hold on. I want something and you want something. You made it. Relationships are transactional anyway. We ain't going to play and say relationships are not transactional. Because if you wasn't getting nothing out of me, I wouldn't be here. If I wasn't getting nothing out of you, I wouldn't be here.
A fair exchange ain't no robbery.
You see what I'm saying? So you absolutely want something from me. We need to sit down and figure out if we can uphold what we want.
But my thing is, like, build. And people need to be honest. So if you're saying I am a woman that requires a $300 plus dinner, but I am also a woman that will abstain from sex, you need to say that to that man. You don't need to go get flown out with all your nice fashions and bikinis.
On your period. On your period.
And get to a room and like, oh, why don't I have a separate room? Ma'am, you know exactly why you do not have a separate room.